Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Heidi. I'm completely blind so I don't look directly at you, but I promise I'm right here with you. I cannot believe it is already December. We are on Cyber Monday and it is time for the monthly wrap-up session. I love these videos because it feels to me it's time to sit down and check in with you. It feels like these videos literally feels like I'm sitting down with friends and talking about what happened this month, what is coming, and just general miscellaneous stuff. So thank you so much for joining me for this. If I look flushed, I'm so sorry. It is very, very hot. Very hot here in South Africa today. So today I want to talk about the holiday season. Nothing to do with perfumes, but just want to reflect on the holiday season and just give you a message from me. Secondly, I want to talk about perfume notes a bit. I had a thought yesterday that I want to share with you. And then we're going to reflect on the month, what happened in the channel, and then also what you can expect from me this month. I will show you one empty, one small empty. There will be no decluttered, and then I will just go over my perfume tray. Right, so let's get started. Okay, so in terms of the holiday, the upcoming holiday, some of you will not be on holiday, many of you will be, but it is generally the festive season or considered to be the festive season, right? Everywhere you go, you hear happy music. There are crowds of people. Shopping malls are absolutely full. There's no parking for anyone. Well, at least here in South Africa, that's our reality. But what I just want to wish you all such a blessed time. I hope you have time to rest. I hope that you have family or loved ones around you. I hope that you have very nice things to eat and that you just have a general blessed time. If you are someone who prefers to be alone, which I can completely understand, I hope that you will find joy in music and reading and all those comforts that makes December special. Also that you have something nice to eat. But we know that December is not a happy time for everyone. I mean, I have personal experience of this where I had miserable Decembers in the past. And I think it depends on obviously your situation. Some of you have lost someone this year. Some of you have lost someone in the past and this time remind you of that. And, you know, sometimes it is just a time where people struggle with their mental health in general. And then being surrounded by this world that is urging you to be festive and happy, and everyone around you are happy, can feel extremely daunting and extremely pressured. That I remember especially. I was fortunate enough that my last 3 Decembers were really, really happy. And this year I'm looking forward to also spending time with family. But I know that feeling of this pressure that I should be happy, but I'm not. And it just feels like this vast difference between the world or what you perceive as the world and yourself. Yourself being very unhappy and the world being in sort of an elated state. And for you, I want to say, I just hope that December will be gentle on you and that you will be gentle on yourself. Now, I'm someone who, when I don't feel well, hate it when people say, just take care of yourself, because it sounds like just another chore, something else I have to do. But what I mean with being gentle is really just doing what you can and just doing what brings you some form of comfort. whether that is a nice cup of hot chocolate or a long bath or just sleeping in the mornings. I hope that you will find comfort and can be gentle to yourself in very small ways. Because sometimes December is really about surviving, right? So I will be thinking of you during this December. Okay, so on a happier note, let's talk about notes. Because you know, this time of year is really, well, if you're anything like me, you know, it's Black Friday and it's Cyber Monday, and if you celebrate Christmas, it's Christmas and it's gifts, and it just feels like your salary is burning a freaking hole in your pocket. And I'm really trying and not succeeding. Let's just be honest with each other. I'm really trying to be mindful of my perfume spending. Really, I am, believe it or not. But yeah, like I said, I'm not succeeding. So I thought yesterday, what are my triggering notes? What are those notes in perfumes that when I hear it, I feel like before I know it, I've checked it out on some form of website. I would love to hear, what are your notes? What are those when you hear the perfume, this perfume has this note in, that you just want to click, 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 and there you go, money out of your account and into the perfume store's account. What are those? I would love to know. So mine are, and you will not be surprised, mostly gourmands, but specifically vanilla and caramel. And you know what the worst is for me? The worst is that you don't even have to go and look at the notes. Oh, no, 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 no. It's right there in the name. La Vie Belle, Vanilla Nude. Vanilla Voyage, Sensual Vanilla, Vanilla One, Hypnotic Vanilla, Sexy Vanilla, Ishal Vanilla. I mean, it's right there. And then in terms of caramel, I mean, there's date caramel, queen caramel, there's molten caramel, there's, yeah, caramel cascade, caramel pop. And if I hear those notes, if I hear those names, I want it. Then I'm not even interested in looking at the notes, looking if there's anything that will not work for me. Oh, no. Then I just want that perfume. And you know what? I'm sure you have also realized that many of these vanilla and caramel, any perfume that come with a name, like vanilla something, is not always vanilla forward. Sometimes it's more of a floral. But you are hooked on that word. And I would love to know what yours are. Of course, others that really trigger me, and you will see this also in this Friday's video, of course, is something like marshmallow. Although that is dying down a bit, because I feel like either it's like a Love Don't Be Shy marshmallow, or it is a Yum Bougie marshmallow perfume. So it feels like there's very little in between. So that is becoming a bit less for me, but also things like cookie and biscuit and I don't know, all those dessert type of things really trigger me to spend my hard-earned money. And then there are others that I don't even give a chance because I am scared of the notes. So there are many perfume houses with things like the Musk collection, and I'm like, skip. Or there are perfumes with leathers or woody notes, and I'm like, skip. Tuberose, I'm very, very scared of. And the fact of the matter is there are perfumes with musk that I really do enjoy, but I sometimes just don't give it a chance because I'm so scared, especially when it comes to blind buying. Also tuberose, you know, there are perfumes that I think are lovely, but I am so scared of that tuberose because it disappointed me one too many times. So yeah, the opposite is also true. There's the tempting notes, and then there's the notes that I steer clear of mostly. Also, if I hear something like masculine leaning, then I'm like, oh, oops, no. And the few times I gave in and I got perfumes like that, I was really disappointed. So yeah, please let me know your notes, what you avoid, what lead you into temptation. I would really, really love to know. Okay, so let's look back on the channel this month. I've started the end of year Middle Eastern series. We now went through all my Middle Eastern fragrances. And this Friday we will start with the unboxings. There has been no unboxings this month. We spoke about cuddly perfumes. We spoke about perfumes for movie nights. We rated Lattafa perfumes, ranked Paris Corner perfumes. I had quite fun, I must admit. The growth on the channel has been slower than in October, but we are gaining members to our community, for whom I'm so grateful. Welcome to everyone who joined. And on that note, just once again, thank you for all your beautiful, beautiful comments. You will not know how much that means to me when I read your feedback. You know, many of you I know by name by now, and I'm looking forward to your comments. I don't want to call names now because I'm so terrified that I might miss one, you know, and I don't want to miss one because you are all so special to me. Thank you. And also to those of you who have been here since I've restarted my fragrance journey in May. Thank you. So this month, what are we doing? Definitely 2 unboxings. Yay, I'm so looking forward to that. It's been a dry month without the unboxings. If the angle is slightly different, it is because my phone stopped recording. So I had to restart recording again. So as I was saying, we are going to do 2 unboxings this month of Arabian perfumes. I'm so excited because I really missed it. And then my friend Carl is coming again to rate some of my Middle Eastern perfumes. And I will tell you my 10 Middle Eastern perfumes for life. That has the Middle Eastern end of year series covered. We are also going to talk about festive perfumes this month. We are going to talk about designer perfumes that I will repurchase if I should wake up and my fragrances are gone. And I think there might be a small designer perfume haul. I have been buying some perfumes and I think I will show it this month. There will also be an update, final update on my project pan. I haven't done too great, but I will show you, and I will pack my new tray for next year, but that might only be in January. Which brings me to the fact that my wrap up of December might be a bit delayed because of my holiday plans. But I will let you know in the community post. Okay, so let's get into the tray. Okay, let's move it here. Okay. So my empty, let's actually keep it here, then I can show it. So the empty that I have is Jimmy Choo Illicit. This is one that's on my project pan. It's a 40 ml. I got it in 2022. That's right. So I've had it for 3 years. This is definitely, when you spray it, you get a blast of ginger, but that dries down very quickly to become more of a honey caramel fragrance, but without losing that perfuminess, without smelling edible. I can smell the honey in here, I can smell the caramel in here, but it smells like a grown-up caramel. It doesn't smell like you're just coming out of the kitchen. There's something very soft, sweet, and beautiful about this fragrance. I will not repurchase it. I did enjoy it, but it doesn't feel like it's me, even though it has caramel in it. It's there's amber as well, and I think that helps with the, you know, with the depth in this perfume, and that it's not too overly sweet. Okay, and then what I had on my tray in general. Let's start with this one. You know this was on my tray, Vanilla Voyage, because I did the comparison between Vanilla Voyage, Cream Velvet and Eclair. This is by Maison Asrar. This is a beautiful vanilla, sugary, milky, sweet. You can definitely smell the caramel in here, as one of you pointed out to me. I agree. But there's something edible, something biscuit-like a breakfast biscuit, a buttery biscuit that I smell in here. It is beautiful on me. It lasts quite a long time, and I really enjoyed this one. The next one was Burberry Goddess. We all know by now this is a vanilla, lavender, very feminine fragrance. I wore this one in the beginning of November. I went, you know, I had quite a lot of formal occasions at work in the beginning of November. So I wore this one quite a lot for those occasions. Then this is on my project pan. This is VIP Private Show by Britney Spears. Now this is a very, very fruity, happy, bubbly scent. It smells like a fruit bowl, but it still has some depth in there that makes it not smell like a straight up fruit salad. It is a bit sweet, not overwhelmingly so, but there's something in here that smells juvenile yet mature at the same time. I am not too fond of this one, and I don't say this often, and I'm really sorry if you like this fragrance, but what my nose picks up is that it smells a bit cheap. And you know I love celebrity scents, I love affordable fragrances, but this one to me, there's a note in here that smells a bit synthetic. But it's on my project pan, so we shoulder through, And then, I put this, okay, so, and then I wore Tresor Midnight Rose. I also wore it to work a lot this month for those formal occasions. This is a rose, raspberry, vanilla, sweet, feminine perfume. I really, really love this. I had bottles of this one during the 2010s. Bottles. This is probably my 4th or 5th bottle. I absolutely adore this. I really fell back in love with it in November. It's a jammy rose. It's not a powdery rose. It's not a dusty rose. Not at all. To me, it's also not a mature rose. I love this one. And men tend to like this one as well. Then I wore the same combo I wore last month. Yeah, this is Care Fusion. This is a lychee perfume. This was inspired by Kayali Sparking Lychee. This smells a lot like lychee, but what my skin grabs onto is an apple, a red apple. It really comes through during the dry down. When you smell it just like this, it smells a bit like a fruit salad. You smell that lychee, but when it hit my skin, I'm telling you that apple is crawling to the foreground. And then I wore again the Pear Potion with it. I don't layer it, I just wear Care Fusion on a different part of my body. And then I wear Pear Potion, which is a caramel pear. Nothing more to say about it. This fragrance always makes me happy when I smell it. always. Unfortunately, this month it didn't get me any compliments like last month. Wow, last month it got me quite a lot of compliments. Oops, don't fall, please. Okay, then I wore Care Felicity. I didn't wear this one a lot, I must say. This is the champagne sugary. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. There's freesia in here, there's cassis in here, champagne, sugar. The thing is, for me, it smells like a grown-up sugar. It is absolutely beautiful. It was inspired by the Wedding Silk Santal by Kahali, and that is a bridal scent, obviously, and it smells like a bridal scent. I wore this one, if I remember correctly, again when I went out to eat curry with friends of mine. It's the second time that I wear this one on that occasion. Then, of course, I wore Eclair by Lattafa because I wanted to do that comparison video for you. This is a vanilla, also milky, but creamy milky fragrance. Oh, it's beautiful. It smells a bit more like vanilla extract or vanilla essence to my nose. It's not as biscuity, for example, as Vanilla Voyage. This I wore when I walked my dog quite a lot, but I also wore it throughout the evenings to see how long it lasts. Okay, then I wore Minya. You will see I wore a lot of gourmands. This one you can wear summer and winter, but I wore a lot of gourmands because it was really cold this November. I don't know what happened, but anyway, this is a nutty caramel. Oh, it's beautiful. Almond pistachio. It's just a beautiful sweet blend. This was inspired by Serosa 62 by Sol de Janeiro. I really think I should get that one again. But this one is absolutely, I wore it to bed, I think twice. Absolutely did not disappoint me. I love this fragrance. Then I gave Liquid Bron another chance. This is by French Avenue. This is a spicy, woody fragrance. It smells super duper expensive. Really, that is really what strikes me about this fragrance. Even though it's not my cup of tea, I can recognize that it smells extremely expensive. It's just too masculine for me. I love the smell. In fact, I would have loved it in a candle. I would love it on a man. It's not a bad smell. I just don't want it on me as a woman. So I did wear it twice during the evening here at home, and I think I will continue doing so. I just don't want to wear it where others can smell me. So, okay, that's that. Then, let me just make sure. So this is Cafe Latte by Kotlosh. And I said this one almost smells like an iced latte. But the more it sits, the more it becomes more warmer. The more I get that warmth of the coffee. It's like the iced coffee has been heated up now. Really, it smelled so cold to me in the beginning, and now it smells like warm coffee. It's really, really beautiful. It's a beautiful coffee. I think there's chocolate in here, if I'm not mistaken. There's milk in here, and it just smells like a very milky coffee latte. Beautiful, beautiful scent. Okay, then these two fragrances. So obviously I wore Cream Velvet by Kotlosh, which to me, like I said, smells a bit ice creamy in the opening, creamy in the opening, but dries down a lot like Eclair, in my opinion. Many of you have said that this one lasts so well on you. It really doesn't on me, and I don't know And it even did not last on, you know, when I did a paper test. And I would, you know, so I'm not sure if it still has to mature or whether I got a different batch or, you know, you just don't know. What I can tell you is this morning I took the washing out of the washing basket and I could smell this on my shirt. So I was quite surprised by that. So perhaps I just go nose blind, I don't know. But this one, and Angom by Latafa, which is a lavender vanilla. We all know her. Most of us love her. One of you commented the other day and said, you are someone who don't love it. You will be the first one to say that. And that's literally the first person who I heard doesn't like it, which is good. I mean, we all have different tastes. But what I wanted to say is I went away for a 4-day long weekend in November. It was so nice. Me and 2 friends went to this very quaint town in not Johannesburg, in Mpumalanga. And we went and we walked through the stores. You know, there's not a lot of stores, but you know those small quaint towns where you just walk through the different stores and everything feels so unique. And we ate at the nicest restaurants. We were at this restaurant called Mrs. Simpson, and everything is about in the restaurant is, you know, there's photos of Wallace Simpson everywhere. The placemats. Oh, I'm digressing. Sorry, but I am just gushing a bit about this place. The placemats, you know, are pages out of a biography of Wallace Simpson. There's old vintage shoes in the windowsills. There's handbags everywhere. It was, and the service, it was so good. Okay, enough about that. For that 4 days, I only took these 2 fragrances and I wore it during that 4 days. Sometimes I layered it, sometimes I wore just one, sometimes the other. Mostly for, you know, going to bed, I wore cream velvet, but I also wore it during the day. So these are the only 2 I chose. I thought I would take something like light blue or Pear Potion, something more fresh, because it is summer here in South Africa, but it was freezing cold. I don't know what's happening. So how many do we have left? Do we only have 1 left? Can that be? I just want to make sure. I think so. This is Victoria Flower by Maison Alhambra. This is what's inspired by Flower Bomb Love Me Tight, which is a discontinued version of Flower Bomb, but the notes look very much the same as Flower Bomb. There's also tea in here, also osmanthus, gardenia, and it's beautiful. But what I will say is I prefer original Flower Bomb. This one is a bit, it's sweeter, but on a higher note than the original Flower Bomb, if that makes sense. It smells almost a bit candy-like, whereas Flower Bomb for me has more that depth of that vanilla, you know, that you get. Whereas this one, yeah, it's more on a candyish note, and it's a slightly more musky, in my opinion. Yeah, you do get also the patchouli in here. It's a lovely, lovely fragrance. I just prefer the original Flower Bomb. So I wore this one twice. I think I only wore it for evening times. You know, just going to bed, getting into my pajamas, if I'm not mistaken. Or did I wear it out? Now I can't remember. But anyway, I did enjoy it, but I was just under the impression it's not my Flower Bomb, you know. So I bought an inspiration of Flower Bomb, which one of you recommended, and which I will unbox either this month or next month. So that has been it. Let's just make 100% sure. That has been all the fragrances that I've been... No, I've missed one. I thought I missed one. This is English Pear and Freesia by Jo Malone. This one is, like the name says, English Pear and Freesia, and there's rose in here. It's a fresh fragrance. It's definitely unisex. I wish somehow there were more of the pear and a bit less of the freesia, to be honest. This is on my project pan, so I was trying. Didn't wear it a lot, I must say. I did wear it, but not enough to make a significant dent for the project pan. Okay, so that has really now been it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Let me know what you wore during this month or during December, what you enjoyed most. And please let me know about the notes. Which notes are so tempting to you that you actually can't help just swiping your card or going online and checking out? I would really love to know. I'm so curious. So thank you once again. I so appreciate you. And until Friday when we do the first unboxing for the month, bye for now.